Hi, I'm Kaz and I'm the owner at Chambers Photographic, where I concentrate on fine art, dog and equine portraiture. So in this video, I'm showing one of my methods for using an empty shot to remove an owner and a lead. In this one, I am actually using the selection tool to remove the dog from that image and paste it onto the empty image. You can also just stack both images on top of each other. I interchange both methods. I don't think one is necessarily better or worse, just this is what suits my workflow. So once I've got the dog onto the empty image, I will begin trying to line up the position as accurately as I can get to where the dog was before they moved out of shot. I personally like to take my empty shot after I've taken my shot of the dog, because obviously then I am getting my plane of focus in the correct area. It's really important to communicate to your client, to the dog's owner, where you want them to stand for the image, and then what will happen once you've got the shot that you're happy with, that you will then say to them, once I've taken the shot, I will ask you to come out of shot, at which point you will come around and walk and stand behind me so that I can take an empty shot, which is what we did here with this lovely boy. Once we've got him lined up as true as possible within the frame, you're then going to do a layer mask and then use a black brush to remove around the edges, to soften those edges up, paying careful attention to things like edges of fur, and making sure that anything in the background lines up and looks natural. Normally I will get the owner to hold the lead as close to vertically behind the dog's head as possible, but sometimes, even with the best will in the world, you know, the owner's arm may get tired, or they just have naturally dropped the lead down for whatever reason. But as you can see here, we just go really carefully, zoomed in with that black brush, making sure we're really careful around the fur, and blending that background in as much as we can without leaving any harsh edges. And there, the lead is gone. We're then going to just take those edges down. As you can see, sometimes if you're doing this, you might find you need to zoom in quite a lot. You might be going back over backwards and forwards over the edges, but I find it's generally a much easier and cleaner method than trying to clone or use content aware or generative fill, especially if you're using generative fill and your images are intended for print. So always be sure as well, when you're posting them into the empty shot, that you keep them grounded. So pay close attention to paws or hooves if it's a horse, making sure that you have them grounded by shadows and contact points. Don't have them floating in the air here. Obviously we're shooting on a boardwalk, so I just want to make sure that the lines match up across the way, and then trying to again come around those feet, those lovely paws of his. The advantage of shooting with all the leaves and stuff in the background is it's quite easy to blend those edges and make it appear natural. Just coming around his hind paws there and the edge of the boardwalk. Again, just matching up the leaves that were fallen and the edge of the boardwalk there, and then taking out that harsh line. And then giving it just a final check as I've gone round until I am completely happy that we look natural. Bear in mind, this image tutorial here, well, this not really a tutorial, is just showing me using an empty to remove the owner and the lead. The rest of the editing work will be done once I'm happy with the result and I have merged that layer down. And there's the finished section. If this was helpful, feel free to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments if there's any other editing techniques you'd like me to do.